YouTuber is taking their own craft, their own artistic presence in the world way too seriously. If they make more than 0 videos, had a sneaking suspicion that some or all parts of the lead were covered in poison ivy. But I don't know. Maybe I was hallucinating earlier. Just, random burning sensation in a random patch of skin. Just because you're old now. So, random shit like that happens. Just break out in random places. Yeah. So, apparently, a couple days ago or weeks or something like that happened to YouTube. So, every single fucking grifter and non-grifter on YouTube made like a 30 minutes to 3 hour long video. The obligatory YouTube videos, even Red Letter Media made it, basically bitching about, ooh, can we swear? Can we not swear? We don't know. Imagine you being an artist, right? Imagine you being a podcaster, and your biggest concern, any given day you wake up and your concern is, I wonder if I can say fuck in my video. I'm like, dude, if you cannot say fuck on your video, just pick a different fucking platform, dude. None of you guys are big because of YouTube. So many creators like to have the scope where well, there's nothing else but YouTube. No, there's a million fucking things other than YouTube. Alex Jones. Last time Alex Jones was on YouTube, I was probably still in fucking kindergarten. So, yeah, it's all just a matter of perspective. What you think? You think YouTube is the reason why big YouTubers are big YouTubers? Yeah, right. Dude, if that was the rule, then people like myself would have had million subscribers by now, or at least a couple 100,000. Dude, there's literally no correlation. People who make it big on YouTube make it big on YouTube for the same reason they could have made it big on their own website. Because of connections, because of luck, because of nepotism, right? Because of how they were born, where they were born, and to what kind of family they were born. No one succeeds on YouTube just because YouTube is the place to be. No, it isn't. Maybe it was in 2003, but no, trust me. Ever since the original rise of PewDiePie, ever since PewDiePie reached around, I would say, maybe 50k to 100k definitely. If you were to just... As I do remember that at wherever YouTube actually started, even when YouTube wasn't even a real video platform, it was one of about a dozen equally shitty and pointless and barely functioning video sharing websites. Back in the day, those places, legit, if you uploaded something funny, or something topical, you actually name it something. You name it so that it can actually be found. Yeah. People would legit watch it. There was a pretty big chance that if you uploaded a video that was in some way good and or interesting, people would actually watch it. And if it was really interesting, thousands of people would watch it. It was just a normal thing. It was perfectly fine. But no, ever since around, I would say 2004. Well, actually, okay, maybe not 2004. Let's be precise, more precise. I would say 2009, definitely, maybe 7 or 8. But by 2009, absolutely, dude. If you were to just like make a PewDiePie video and upload it to YouTube, you would get 0 views. Organic discoverability just died approximately that year, maybe even the year before. So this whole thing of YouTube is the place to be. If I don't upload my videos to YouTube, where else am I going to upload it? That guy with the glasses didn't have to upload, their videos to YouTube. They, were doing it on their own website, using a, what's the name? Well, using a different hosting, essentially. If I'm not mistaken, what they were essentially what they were doing, they were hosting videos. Just come back already. They were... Like, the website was obviously like a website for curation, but the videos themselves weren't really on any kind of third-party server. They were on just a different streaming service. It's as if, like, you upload a video to, like, Vimeo, and then you just embed the Vimeo player into your, like, Tumblr blog. So, like, how much traction are you legit getting from your website, and how much traction do you get through just the algorithm of Vimeo at that point? I mean, Vimeo is a bad example because obviously you get no traction from the Vimeo algorithm, because who the hell actually uses that website for anything but, like, essentially, yeah, hosting, your videos. Host your videos, you just embed those videos into your blog, and that's it. That's how people do it. If I understand correctly, a lot of people do it because of, for some reason, a lot of, like, professional artists do it, like professional musicians use Vimeo for some reason. I have no idea. I was never in a position where, I am selling millions of records, and for some reason, if I make a music video, I need to make a Vimeo channel instead of just having like a normal person YouTube channel. I don't know why a Vimeo channel is necessary, but maybe because it exists outside of the like copyright claim, auto claim system of YouTube, so that like your video doesn't get automatically banned because it got matched to your own song, and your own music video got auto claimed and auto banned because of that, or because some idiot doesn't just re-upload your own video to YouTube and then claims that you stole it, and then your video gets like demonetized and taken down for half a year while YouTube figures out. Maybe that's why so many people like to use Vimeo, because maybe Vimeo is just like a Wild West of video sharing. I don't know. But yeah, so interesting piece of news with this whole debacle. Aini, could you like get out of there already? Enough. Come on, do the shaky shake. Come on. Fuck's sake, Aini. I chew to you as well. Yeah. Yeah. So funny. Yeah, I kind of understand why, like, maybe normies would think so, but if you're like an actual content creator and you believe that, YouTube is the reason why you're popular, dude, you must be just so clueless. It's because you got signed to some kind of like media, rights management company like early on, and got put into the algorithm early on. So you are under this impression that YouTube is this magical place that allows for dreams to come true, essentially. while in reality there were just people behind your back, you know, pulling strings all along, you know, and kind of, or maybe even there were people in front of you just around the corner the entire time, clearing way, you know, clearing leaves out of your way and shoveling snow out of your path. And you just never, you never saw it. You just assumed that YouTube is this magical place where if you upload, bro, just upload daily, bro, just hustle 24/7, bro. And, you know, views will totally come, bro. Just hustle 24/7, bro. Daily upload, bro. Duh. Yeah. It's quite possible that, like, this stupid delusion that finally, you know, people starting to realize these days, even normies starting to realize that that's not how it works. This whole thing of, well, because, you know, the just upload daily, bro, duh. You know, this whole thing is literally just a slightly different flavor of the stupid do as I do and you will have what I have, you know, advice. Because you gotta be so stupid to think that because at one point in your life you found yourself a little bit guilty for your privilege and you sat down trying to analyze what is it that you did that led you to success, and you identified X, Y, and Z, and basically you rationalized it as well as you could, and on paper maybe it even looks nice and sounds totally logical. So basically your advice to quote-unquote young people, you know, is do X, Y, and Z. Like X, Y, and Z is clearly the path to success. And here is my proof. Like I have so much proof that it's just X, Y, and Z. I mean, sure, you can kind of put your own spin on, you know, the rest of the thing, but X, Y, and Z is how you do the thing, you know, so that you have what I have. And like they completely don't pay any attention. They completely throw away A, B, C, D, E, F, you know, that they have. And they're just like, oh, no, none of those things matter, you know. Where you were born doesn't matter. When you were born doesn't matter. Where your parents were able to afford to send you to college doesn't matter. You know, what kind of toys you had as a kid doesn't matter. Were your parents, you know, could your parents afford to buy you a computer when you were little? Like, doesn't fucking matter. Now as a Zoomer, there is another pretty funny thing, you know. Have you ever actually used a computer, or were you on TikTok your entire life with a smartphone? You know, that fucking doesn't matter, right? Like, you just imagine none of those things matter. Have you ever read a book in your life? All right, outside of like a school curriculum? No, that doesn't matter. You know, oh no, none of those things matter. X, Y, and Z is what matters. Yeah, that's the only thing that matters. So yeah, it is so fucking funny how those people then become, you know, professional content creators, and they fucking sit all day and think, appease the algorithm. Oh, the almighty algorithm. They talk about that fucking algorithm like it's fucking cringe and pathetic, dude, because it's like the algorithm is literally your god. Like, there's no other way to put it. The algorithm is your god. Nah, you don't have any other god. You know, God giveth, he taketh away. The will of God, you know, mysterious ways, yada yada. It's, you know, all the same language, all the same vocabulary. And it's the same reverence. You know. Basically, those losers, you know, they try to hack the algorithm. They try TikTok, Instagram, whatever. In the same way as like a quantum computer would try to solve a problem, or maybe like break someone's password. They just they just they throw ones and zeros at the problem until the sequence finally clicks, you know, until like pixels actually get together. It's essentially how AI learns, right? It just outputs gibberish until it's no longer gibberish, and then every time it moves slightly towards non-gibberish, it gets positive reinforcement, and it, you know, keeps working more in that direction, so that eventually we get what we have now, essentially. But it all started from like literal random gibberish, right? Neural networks and like image generative AI. That's also pretty much how it works, right? It gives you a shitty image, and you tell it, this image is shitty, like, do better, you know? And every time you say, okay, this is bad, no, don't do it like that anymore, you know, it makes less of that. And every time you say, okay, that is good, do it more like that next time, it will be outputting results closer to something like what you praised it for. And that's how those YouTubers operate. They like, okay, what kind of combination of colors, right, arranged into frames, and those frames arranged into sequence, you know, of like videos, essentially arranged into videos, you know, sequences of frames, can we upload so that it gets like most views? And every time our views go significantly lower, it's like this jolt to our system. It's like, what have I done wrong, God? I have done all the same thing I've been doing. I've been doing the same slop for the last 5 years. Why is the result different this time, God? Why have you forsaken me? Dude, maybe it's time to stop making slop. You know? Just based like the numbers. I cannot even imagine. It must be so depressing, because you make something, you don't even know if it's going to perform right or not. You don't even know what the hell is it that you're making. You're literally just happening on the screen. You know, do I have to wear my cap? Can I have a beard? Do I like censor myself? Do I censor my speech? Do I say something like what do they call it? Do I say something like self-deletion? Or maybe do I completely avoid the topic and just pretend, you know, we are in the Mr. Rogers universe? Right? Or do I bleep? Do I bleep, or do I do another take where I completely redo the sentence to sound like, hi, fellow kids? Right? And then, once you're done with all that, you get no real feedback, you just get a number. And it's up to you to sit down and interpret. Okay, so the sum of the parts of all of those like soulless elements of the video that I've just done resulted in this specific. But I don't know which one of those, you know, may have subtracted from what it could have been, which ones were positive additions, which ones were negative additions. And it's just this never-ending divination algorithm, you know, whichever way grift blows, I follow. That's why top YouTubers constantly shift towards meta. You can literally notice their metamorphosis across time, right? PewDiePie started by making like 9-minute long, super short Let's Play videos. Then Game Grumps and Two Best Friends, you know, came into the whole thing with giant podcasts and really long form Let's Plays. Now, PewDiePie started doing long-form Let's Plays. Then, kind of Let's Plays became not as big a thing as just a loser sitting with big lights on him at his desk in a gaming chair and bitches about whatever is happening on YouTube or maybe in the gaming culture, just in general. PewDiePie started doing that, right? And, like, honestly, no one gives a fuck, right? You just, like, do whatever content is working at any given moment. And I understand that, but this relatively modern trend... Well, okay, well, also, back in the day, like, nobody actually understood how algorithm worked, or if there was even such a thing. It was just kind of like, you know, bullshit semi-social trends, essentially, that people were following. It was fashion, if you will. But now it's very clear, right, that everyone is following the algorithm. And this obsession with the meta that YouTubers, like back in the day, maybe some, or even a lot, like, I don't know, YouTubers obviously had that thing kind of like as part of their business operation. But to make your channel literally just about getting the big number and that's it, no, you know, retaining your audience, you know, appealing to somebody who will actually like follow me forever. Or maybe I have like some other products that I would want people to stick around for. Maybe I have a podcast, maybe I'm working on a book or a video game, or I have other channels, you know, I would want people to explore. No, I mean, some grifters obviously have kind of like additional products and stuff like that for you, but the main goal is that all of those things will come, like retention of the audience and the yada yada yada. Moon, come on, let's go for it. I'm so obsessed with this idea that they kind of forget that their videos are supposed to be about something else. You know, they kind of forget that, you know, I'm supposed to make like a video about video games or music or something like that. Maybe I make one like once a month. And, well, I didn't feel like making a video this month, so I'm just gonna make a rant about how algorithm is screwing me over. And it's like, well, yeah, of course algorithm is screwing you over. Welcome to the fucking club. Algorithm has been screwing me over for over 10 years. For the rest of us, if we want our shit seen on YouTube, we have to pay. Ever seen that promote button in your YouTube studio? Yep. Ever since 2009, all of us had to use that button. If we had no other means of like majorly cross-promoting our videos, all of us had to use that button to make any content of ours seen. Because if with no access to big like cross-promotion, most of us don't have that, you upload anything to YouTube and it gets 0 views. Literally. And don't tell me, well, no, you know, I get 10 views. I got 10 views on that little short that I did. First of all, that's probably bots. Your mom, yourself, and it was 10 seconds of watch time anyway. So not only it basically doesn't count, it actually it actually may be real, but it may not be real views. It may be bots. And another thing, the final dismiss for that theory I'm gonna give you. Call me back, write me back after you will upload like upload 5 videos in a row. So I was trying to fix my head at the same time. Talking with a cigarette in my mouth. Write me back, call me back after you have uploaded 5 videos in a row on slightly different topics, slightly differently named, whatever, all properly thumbnailed, and all of them got 0 views, like forever. Like those videos no longer move even at all. And on top of that, again, big YouTubers, welcome to the real world, where however your video performed in the opening like 3 days, that's all the views you get organically. For some reason, YouTube does not understand anymore, at least, the idea of something being evergreen, like maybe a music video. Like what? Because my music video is 1 week old, it's like irrelevant now. Now no one needs to see it, now no one needs to watch it. No longer needs to be recommended to people. Like, it's ridiculous to think of that, but that's how YouTube works. And I don't understand how, like, that could be something we may need to talk about. How algorithm is absolutely screwing us over. I read that book the other day. It was actually rather painful. The Death of the Artist, by the David something. Fuck. I think he has like either Czech or Polish surname. It's relatively long. I should be okay with reading it, but I did not remember it, unfortunately. And anyway, and that dude like misunderstood everything about algorithms. Nothing said about exposure, nothing said about bot channels, you know, having to invest monetarily, like monetary injection is necessary in order for any content to be seen. His take on piracy was absolutely stuck in like 2000, you know, because basically he's of the opinion that piracy is somehow killing small artists. Piracy, first of all, no longer even exists because piracy was legalized. For either free, you know, with ads, or literally free with ad block, you can basically get most of the content ever done on the internet just for free now, you know, with streaming services, or you can have, you know, for $10 or $5 a month, which is like negligible considering you literally get access to everything. So piracy was essentially legalized, you know. Piracy isn't killing small artists. It's the tools that were implemented to kill piracy. Those killed small artists. The death of the artist is not piracy. The tools that killed piracy are the death of the artist. So that dude, like, very good theses, very good premise for the book, but very, very strangely done research, very strange sample group, like the sample of the artists he ended up interviewing and using as a justification of for some reason almost your numbers aren't hitting anymore. Welcome to the real world. You know, welcome to the world all of us were living in, where, you know, you just get no exposure at all unless you pay for it. Congrats, and welcome. And also, Also, good luck. Also, good luck. I'm sure you have the tools, you have the means to get yourself back where, you know, you can continue your operation. So yeah, that's just kind of like my reaction to the latest quote-unquote drama on YouTube regarding the algorithm. Small update. So we'll be doing the first 4 chapters, or 3, 0 to 3, so 4 chapters of Across Zero on my Patreon. I want to do them all at the same time, because if you're a like fast reader and somehow you discover like chapter 0, it may be a bit annoying to wait for the rest of them to be uploaded. So I'll probably do them all at the same time, either later today or maybe tomorrow. And yeah, music is happening big time also. Just the other day, like the day before yesterday, wasted like 8 times troubleshooting something for my current setup, or rather the setup for the track that I wanted to make, that I'm working on rather. So yeah, fun things are definitely happening. Currently in the process of recording it. I wanted to record it I wanted to do it properly, and I will end up doing it like finely, but it'll be a slower process, and I'm currently in the middle of it. So yeah, it's already getting rather dark. I should probably play with Pops of 10 minutes, you know, of the time that we have left. Okay, bye-bye.